war in Ukraine. Ukraine has struck deeper into Russian territory than it ever has before, with drones attacking two military bases hundreds of miles away. We want to bring in ABC News' Inez de la Cuetara. She is in the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv with much more. Inez, this definitely seems like almost a significant escalation from Ukraine. Are they changing their strategy in this war?
Hey, Trevor, yeah, and a new strike reported today, actually, at another military facility inside Russia, this time in a southern region of Russia, a region that borders Ukraine. So that strike isn't being viewed as much of a big deal as the strikes that happened yesterday. The strikes that happened yesterday were deep inside Russia, whereas the strike that happened today did happen closer to the border. But the strikes yesterday included strikes at the Engels airfield, from which Russian long-range bombers take off from. And this is the first time that Ukraine, if it is in fact Ukraine that carried out these strikes, and the Russians are accusing Ukraine here. So if it is Ukraine that carried out these strikes, it would be the first time that Ukraine has managed to target these long-range bombers inside Russia.
It would be a major development. I know also, Inez, we've been reporting for days on Russia's attacks on the Ukrainian energy grid. It looks like kind of a dire situation because we know how freezing the weather can be in that region this time of year. So what's the latest on the power situation?
Yeah, so massive new missile strikes across Ukraine yesterday in various regions. There were air sirens blaring in every single region in Ukraine except for Russian-occupied Crimea. Critical infrastructure was hit once again. Here in the Kyiv region, 50% of residents are without power. We are here outside of a warming shelter. These are facilities that have been set up all across the country for people to come to and gain access to power. So I'll take you inside so you can get a sense for yourself of what it's like inside. People are coming here to be able to get access to power, to heating. You can see them charging their phones, enjoying a warm drink. They've got a television back here. This is the heating over here. And then over here, an area for children to play in. We were at another warming shelter earlier today where residents were telling us they only have access to 2 hours of power a day. So that shelter was packed. And the concern here, according to President Zelensky, is that this situation is going to continue for days. He says that in the aftermath of yesterday's strikes, residents are likely to be dealing with blackouts for the next few days.
The resiliency of this country is just astounding. And as we don't want to forget about the impact that's still ongoing, we know that Amnesty International actually just published a report saying that older people in Ukraine are being disproportionately affected by the Russian invasion. What are they saying here?
That's right. So a really interesting report from Amnesty International there saying that older people are being killed and injured at higher rates than other groups, that they're also living in worse conditions. So they're living in damaged homes or going to state-run facilities where the conditions are also not ideal, that they're sometimes living in dangerous conditions when they're in these damaged homes. So lots of concerns for the elderly. I'll tell you here on the ground when it comes to this power situation, the elderly are also more vulnerable. So we are in touch with an organization that is focused on the elderly. They are worried about the elderly that live at the top of Soviet-style high-rise buildings that are isolated and that can't come down right now because their elevators aren't working. So they're kind of stuck there. And so these volunteers are going up there and bringing them supplies and keeping them company for a little bit. But certainly lots of concern for that group, Trevor.
Inez de la Cuetara with more great reporting in Ukraine. Inez, thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.